not address our issues.
This is the Blacc Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Blacc Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. And we got folks up here on Zoom. We're going to go ahead and jump into that here. I got E-PROPZ, I think, here on Zoom. Not sure where you are here. Okay, there you are. All right, E-PROPZ, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm the E-PROPZ Don. I'm here in Palm Beach. What I want to know is, you always talk about FBA and B1, talking about the Republicans are falling apart. Is that because you don't want to speak about the happenings going on in New York, for example, with Mamdani?
Okay, well, Mamdani winning the primary, it'll be seen whether or not he gets any further. He's got a lot of headwinds against him, so he won the primary. However, that's not really the way that works up there, so not the way it used to be. They got that ranked choice voting stuff. Cuomo, Eric Adams is running as an independent. Cuomo is still in the race at this time right now. So, I mean, he won the primary, but that's certainly it's certainly significant.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is significant because, number one, Clyburn and Clinton backed Cuomo, and they still lost. That's one. And then to piggyback off that, in the day before, Blacc tried to ghetto her ass into the House Oversight Committee, and she lost.
I mean, Jasmine Crockett is an internet clout chaser, so in her case, everything she does, you might as well be seeing Mr. Beast. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she's just clout chasing for the internet. As far as anybody supporting Andrew Cuomo's fate was sealed 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. He's lost all of his clout as a result. And I said it then, they didn't get Andrew Cuomo being removed as governor. That wasn't the result of just one person, Letitia James. That was the result of the party itself, because you would have had to have the party. So basically, Andrew Cuomo got Joe Biden. So the party moved Andrew Cuomo, just like the party removed Joe Biden. So this time around, the establishment, of course, Mamdani's not part of the establishment. But if those are your heavy hitters, James Clyburn, South Carolina, Hillary Clinton, those are the heavy hitters that Andrew Cuomo was looking for support from. I'm like, buddy, if that's the best you got, you might as well drop out now.
Well, that's because, sir, Mr. Jason Blacc, it's because of Sharpton, longtime kingmaker. They're talking about Trump doesn't be. I'm going to tell you why. You see, because Mamdani, he's following my playbook. He majored in Black studies like me from Brooklyn College. He's a wannabe rapper while I'm a real one from Biggie's neighborhood, right? And he went to a specialized high school, the second best, while I went to the first. But you see, because I'm Haitian American, born here in America, people like Sharpton who want to, like today, he was at his National Action Network meeting speaking about the goings on with the birthright citizenship, etc., trying to, again, rile up some type of momentum for the Democratic Party, which they've used the Haitian community to do for 30 years with Abner Louima, with Patrick Dorismond, with the earthquake. And we know that Patrick Gaspar worked for Obama. You see that, and Karen Jean-Pierre. Again, two Haitians born in Haiti who want to co-opt and use us as slaves here in America. They keep perpetuating that. So they've been blocking a person like me because I could appeal to the entire spectrum like Mamdani. And that's why Mamdani won. That's a comeuppance for the years of Al Sharpton trying to co-opt and be some type of king like we're slaves. That's why the B1, like you call it, they're the reason Mamdani won, because they've been hating. Adam started his political career in my neighborhood. Letitia James started her political career after James Davis got shot in City Hall, and then she became the spokesperson for the people who didn't want to build a Barclays Center in Brooklyn and win the 34th, 35th district. You see, they've been stopping me, like Herbert Daughtry, also from House of the Lord Church. all in the same neighborhood where I grew up as a kid, because I'm Haitian American, born here, and they think the same way. That's why all that B1, tether talk, you, Tariq Nasheed trying to perpetuate. You think people don't know that? They used to burn Haitians back in the day. But see, now that's the comeuppance.
Sir, would you like to be on camera so everybody can see who we need to support? Because nobody sees you, right? I'm not going to put you up there if you don't want to be. I'm just saying, would you like to, so we all know?
I'm not afraid, Jason Blacc. I show my face. You don't show yours.
Sir,
I show my face, brother.
Sir, calm down.
Yo,
I'm saying, sir, calm down.
You're telling me calm down.
Switch
I'm right here, what's up?
Switch to decaf. I'm not saying it to put you on the spot. I'm saying that I heard what you said, sir. I'm not familiar with you. I'm taking you at your word. Now you claim you have a political platform leaning ideology that you claim that other people are stolen, taken, co-opted. I'm not whichever. I'm not sure what's the right word to use, but what I'm saying is I don't know. Folk might recognize you and know who they're supporting. I'm not going to just throw you up there unless you give me permission. I'm not trying to put you out there like that. I'm just saying
let's go, Jason.
You're saying you've been there for a while, and I'm like, okay, well, if you want support, I have no problem, giving you time to be seen. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, Mr. Jason.
Now, if you're not comfortable with it, we won't do that.
I'm comfortable. I have my own platform, and as a matter of fact, okay, I'm ready to do that. And before I say that. Actually, the whole tech persona that Nas tries to perpetuate, he got that from me too. Let's go. What's going on here? Jason, let's go.
Okay. All right. I've got Blacc President on here. And, okay, he was there. Now he's not. All righty. I guess we'll see if he comes back. Folks, he wants us all to know that everybody's been biting his style, stealing the technique, swagger jacking. I think that's pretty foul. Especially Nas. I thought higher of you, Nas. I didn't know Nas was out here swagger jacking, but now that I know, I'm disappointed. I don't know where he went, y'all. He was there, so maybe he'll come back. I don't know. I'm waiting. I didn't do anything. Okay, he was gone. Now he's back. I'll see. Let me see if he's still there. Hello, Mr. President.
Yes, good
okay,
good evening.
I didn't remove you, sir, so I don't know what happened there, but you are still very much on.
Okay, we're here right now. So,
yes,
I was saying, go ahead.
Well, speak your piece, sir.
I speak my piece. I wanted to say, like I said, the fact that you're talking about the Republicans falling off, well, really what you're talking about is the same type of machinations that would occur within any political party. It happened with Obama. Obama, as soon as elected in 2008, by 2010, he got destroyed. In Boston, somebody ran as an independent and started the whole wave, the Tea Party wave. So it seemed like you're kind of deflecting. I don't want to accuse you of that, but I'm saying if it's F1B1, why aren't people talking about it when it seemed like F1B1 took a lot of L's this week?
I think F1 is the Formula Car Racing organization.
Well, B1, whatever it is, whatever term that you guys use, the ones who want to delineate between the tethers and what have you. Yeah, that term.
Sir, I can't speak. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but if you want to talk to me, the guy who originated the term B1, sir, I'm down with anybody who's on code. So again, I am down with anybody who is on code. If you're on code, you all right with Jason.
Well, the thing about it is I'm all right with you too, Jason. But the problem with that, and again, part of the comeuppance is the fact that the person who started this, Tariq Nasheed, again, he stole his style from me.
Well, sir, here's the thing. If you have an issue with somebody other than me, they got platforms. You can get in touch with them. Here, we don't talk about other YouTubers or anybody. We only talk about me and what we're discussing here. And I don't like to say me, but only me myself. So for anybody else, please you can contact them and take it up with them if you have an issue with something anybody else has said or done. I can't speak to them one way or the other, and I don't want to really address anybody except what I can address directly. Because
okay, Mr. Black,
they're not here to defend themselves, but furthermore, it's just off topic.
Okay, well the topic is.
Okay, I don't know what he keeps doing with them headphones, y'all. I really don't. Just 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's not. So I don't know if it has an off switch in the headphones or whatever. I don't know what's going on. Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Brother Elijah up here on Zoom. There you go. All right, Brother Elijah, you're live on Zoom. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, Jason. All right. Good evening, big brother. All right, it's B1. Big brother, before I make a statement and ask a question on directly tonight's topic, I need to do a preface if it's okay, big brother.
Okay, give us the Reader's Digest version.
I will. The last caller, okay, big brother, I'm not going to take long with this one. I am from Brooklyn, okay? Those effing Caribbean tethers have never, and I mean never, spoke up for anything for foundational Black Americans at all, okay? We only had one rider who was in the city council, but he was not, to my understanding, not of Caribbean descent, Charles Barron. I'm directly from East New York, and he always tried to speak on Black people's issues, and he was helping organize reparations. That man has no standing. We don't know who he is, and because of his past tethers, he's upset now. He don't have any more political clout with us, okay? He needs to go home, instead of worry about what we're doing here over here in the B1 circle, go home and fix your effing homeland, all right, and mind your damn business. And he knows damn well if he went to Tariq Nasheed's channel, Tariq would have ate him alive, and rightfully so, all right? With all due respect, big brother, my going to tonight's topic, all right, that tether had me thrown off, pardon me. Big brother, when you're talking about the Republican Party and Trump and what we saw yesterday, I'm talking about, you didn't mention that, I'm just doing a correlation, so I'm not going to stay on it. It was nice to see what happened yesterday. At the same token, that didn't do us no favors, because I made this statement on this channel before. Now, if the Republicans, this is just my argument, you can correct me, if the Republicans want to really open the floodgates now to these illegals, they don't have that 14th Amendment to protect them now.
That's not what the Supreme Court ruling did. That's not what it did. What it did it basically, they clarified that these federal judges cannot enact a nationwide injunction. That's what they said. They didn't deal with the 14th Amendment issue really at all. That's not what they dealt with. As a matter of fact, when Trump and the Justice Department filed and everything, that they really put that second. So really, from what I read there, it may allow him to partially do some things over the next 30 days or in the next 30 days. But there's been no ruling on birthright citizenship. What the Supreme Court said was that the only people who can take issue, federal judges cannot give a nationwide injunction. Now, this is going to have ramifications because a lot of stuff's been done recently in the recent past that even right wingers liked. That one federal judge, like in Texas or Florida, could make a nationwide injunction. The Supreme Court is now saying, no, y'all can't do that. And for the birthright citizenship, for anybody who has an issue with that, a federal judge is not going to be able to make a nationwide injunction. The individuals who have taken issue with it, they can file suit. So the only way you could nationalize this now is if they file a class action, which the ACLU is already working on, by the way. So the ACLU is already working on a class action. So they're saying if you want to take nationwide action, you're going to have to use something other than a federal judge to do it. You can't just go judge shopping, get one judge to do whatever y'all say, and it affects the whole country. So that's what happened. We will see what occurs as far as if the 14th Amendment makes it to the Supreme Court as an issue. We'll see what occurs then.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much for clarifying that. And then going back to your point with the Republicans, big brother, I think with the even though, you know, I supported that party, all right, I never voted Democrat, but I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. They're so deeply embedded with their anti-Black racism at this point. I just can never see them just coming to Black people offering them anything. The only option now basically we would have basically is just sitting out the election and just let the chips fall where they may, because they are religiously looking like they're not making no inroads for us, and they made it clear they don't really want us part of the party. Ask Michael Steele.
I mean, like I say, everybody's trying to figure out how to get us to support them without doing anything for us.
Right.
That's the game. That's the con that everybody's trying to run. How do we get y'all to support us and vote for us while we do nothing for you?
Yes, sir.
And what we're showing them is that, yeah, that's not really going to work. You can lose an election, but you can't win one.
Right.
And the Democrats lost the election. It's not that Trump won it. The Democrats lost it.
Yes, sir. I got one last question, and I'm gonna land my plane because I want you to further expand on this. Right now, where we are in the political climate and where we stand as on the grassroots, can you and others imagine where we possibly could have been at if Kamala Empty Suit Harris would have been in that office? And with that question, I'm going to land my plane, B1, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight here. If Kamala Harris had gotten elected at best, she would have just continued Joe Biden's policies. At worst, it would have been Barack Obama 2.0. White supremacists in the streets gunning Black folk down while your so-called Black president sits there kikiing and laughing and giggling about it and telling you that you're unburdened by what the hell she done did. So at worst, you'd have another 20 million illegals coming across the border. You know, it would be Joe Biden on anabolic steroids. At worst, it'd be Obama 2.0, Joe Biden 2.0. It would be, you know, illegal palooza. It would be that. It'd be that. All right, let me go ahead and see. I'm going to try one more time here. Blacc, President, go ahead and turn your speakers off for me. Okay, I don't know what happens when you keep hitting those headphones, but you might want to, I don't know if it has an off switch or whatever, but you might want to be careful with those, because every time I see you keep doing that, you get cut off.
Thank you, Jason, for letting me back on. Number one, for all you people in the comment section, you see, that's exactly why you keep losing. I'm on here talking, you want to talk about tether babble, dirty feet, this, my hat. You see, that's why you're losing. People are tired of that. That approach to politics in the Black community, people are tired, and it's not effective.
Well, brother, try just talking. Don't do that. Please don't. Don't talk to them. Just talk to me, because folks in the comments, people in comments can say anything. I'm the one hosting the program, so let's just go ahead and keep it there instead. Because there's thousands of people over there, and it'll just be chasing windmills.
Okay, well, Jason, you know, like I said, I'm originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I've been following you since the first DVD, 7 a.m. So I've seen the whole, and again, I'm a Black scholar certified. What I'm telling you is that
you have a PhD. You have a PhD?
No, I have a master's degree in political science. Okay. But however, I came up with a concept called hip hop is African religion. I'm going to everywhere, CUNY Grad Center and Kemet, to present. And you can ask Professor James Small all these scholars, again, Sonetta, every person you know. And the reason why this person has the audacity to say he doesn't know me is the same reason why I'm telling you the comeuppance has come into the Black community.
Okay, who said they don't know you?
Well, the person before who was saying that the only writer, the Caribbeans don't speak up and what's etc. The person before.
Okay, that was awesome. Well, let me ask. Please be careful with those earphones because I don't want you to get cut off again. This happened twice now. I do have a question though. You said you were born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
If you were born and raised in Brooklyn, can you please explain to me why you identified yourself as Haitian then?
You see, again, that's a good one right there. Well, sir, Jason, that's the catch-22. You see, there was a time where, of course, again, that's the thing about the African American community. That behavior, people are calling people names, etc. What would that do? That would cause a person to not identify themselves in their ethnic background and assimilate. That's why many of you who try to say that you FBA, what have you, you have no idea if one of your ancestors went through the same thing, assimilated, but really from another country. Now, the catch-22 is when people do find out that you are of a different ethnicity, they clown you for that too. They tell you want to be Jamaican. They tell you want to be this. They tell you want to be that. So I use that as an identifier, but absolutely, I'm Haitian who understands that I'm a person of African descent. Absolutely.
Well, but now I'm glad you clarified that. However, here's the issue. The issue is that's not new. That's the way.
Not new?
The issue is that people of Caribbean descent, specifically identifying their ethnicity and country of origin, that's always been the rule. That's not something new that just happened in the last 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years. That it's been that way since day one.
That's not true, Jason.
Sir, that is absolutely true.
Absolutely
you've had the Caribbean, Haitian, Jamaican flags in New York since the beginning, sir.
So why are you asking me why I identify myself as Haitian then?
Because what I'm saying is that was not what we did. Everybody who is not a descendant of American slaves, they've always identified themselves by their ethnicity. We were the ones who said that kind of thing didn't matter, while everyone else has consistently practiced it. That's the difference.
No, but see, the thing about it is, even with that right there, Jason, see, first of all,
sir, but what I said is a fact. That's the issue.
It's not a fact. What's a fact? A fact of what? That other people have done that? Okay, some people have.
No, sir. Not some, sir. Carnival is a whole thing. What are you talking about?
But that's a carnival that started in 1970, sir. The W.E.B. Du Bois had people of Haitian descent. Did he go? He was a Pan-African.
Sir, my whole point about it is who was asking for that? Because that is delineation. Again,
delineation that you as African Americans call people coconuts.
No, sir.
Of course you do that.
I bring up Carnival as just one example because that's one of many. You've got Caribbean parades. You've got Caribbean get-togethers. I was in one for the politicians out in Albany on February 14th of this year, and they were Caribbean sorry, sir, they were Caribbean Asian. What I'm saying is that we never made that distinction. We just said everybody with the same skin tone as us. We didn't make that distinction while everybody else is flying a whole different flag and saying that I'm something else. So the whole thing is the whole time we are the only ones who ever said we are black, while everybody else said we're black in our presence, and then said I'm Haitian and Caribbean all up and down Queens, all up and down the Bronx. You got whole neighborhoods, and that's not something that came up in 2020. That's been since 1960.
That doesn't make sense because, again, Jamaica just became independent in 1962. That's one. And number two,
sir, where did Marcus Garvey come from?
Jamaica. Did he?
Okay, when was Marcus Garvey here again?
1920s.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. I just wanted to clarify how long Jamaicans have been coming over here. I just wanted to clarify that. Go ahead.
Catherine Dunham. She was
way before 1960. Way before that.
They were all going to Haiti, and they were coming a part of the Harlem Renaissance. They weren't They weren't coming to Harlem Renaissance, establishing themselves as Haitian.
Well,
they weren't doing that. And I want to say
now,
that.
wait a minute. My point is, you make a very good point. You are correct about that. During the time of Garvey, at least in America, now in Jamaica, it didn't work because he couldn't get Pan-Africanism popping in Jamaica because Jamaicans wanted to be Jamaicans. They didn't want to be black. They wanted to be Jamaicans.
That's not true. It's because they were colonized.
Sir, they rejected Marcus Garvey. They rejected him when he left. They rejected him when he tried to come back.
Again, you have to.
The people of Jamaica rejected Marcus Garvey, which is why he left the first time when he was deported from America. He had to leave again and go to London.
You know why? Because
they didn't accept him.
And this is something, again, you know why? And this is the same, and this is something that you, as African Americans, I agree on this level, because it happens in the Haitian community too. You don't understand, for the most part, that many people in the Jamaican society are not of African descent. And they were the ones who were in control. They were the ones who were attempting to stifle Garvey. They were the ones who were trying to stop the Rastafari movement.
Sir, there was no Pan-African movement in Jamaica.
Rastafari is a Pan-African movement, brother.
The Rastafarian in Jamaica is a fringe element.
You have Blaccs right now.
Rastafarian does not represent the masses.
But it doesn't represent the masses.
The masses rejected Garvey and Pan-Africanism. The
masses didn't have power to reject Garvey.
Sir, if you got a brain, you got power.
So, what about the movements here?
The spirit of Bookman Duddy is dead. The
reason why in America your movements work is because you put a mulatto in front of it, like Malcolm X, like Elijah, like Adam Clayton Powell, and like Thurgood Marshall. What are you talking about? Have to have a little bit of white.
Dr. King, Fred Hampton.
Is what?
Please don't scream. Please don't scream. Your earphones are peaking. You have to talk softer. Don't scream. Your earphones are peaking.
Huey Newton is what? Kathleen Cleaver is what?
Sir, we could.
This shit.
Sir.
Your man who just died, Charles Rangel, is what? Their DNA is barely black.
Sir, we could.
Sir,
we could.
When you talk about
we could sit here and Booker T. Washington, Ida B. Wells. We could sit here and do this all day if you'd like. We can go tit for tat on that all day if you'd like us to.
And that's the problem. You guys never have anybody who could go tit for tat with you, and then you get into it. And I'm telling you that I could go tit for tat with you.
Sir, for any light skinned person you can name, I can name a blue black person. So what's your point?
Not in leadership.
Obama was leading what? What was Obama leading, sir?
You guys are dying because you just couldn't pass through Kamala Harris.
Sir, what was Obama leading?
President.
Okay, so he was leading us?
You guys love Obama. Come on, man. Don't give me that revisionist history, brother. You guys love Obama.
Okay, sir.
Obama was the president now.
And sir, if we love Obama, then what the hell happened to Kamala Harris?
What happened is that the jig is up. The karmic repercussions of you attempting to bamboozle people with the same, we're black, but I'm actually 10% DNA. We built this country, but you're so light that you can't even walk in the sun for an hour, and you telling me we built this country. That jig is up, brother.
Okay, so who is it?
Nothing.
Okay, just tell me who is. They already acknowledged that Kamala Harris lacked support. So who is it she lacked support from?
Support from the masses, the black masses.
Oh, the black masses.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's
because
not.
Culturally,
it wasn't the Caribbean masses. She had plenty of support with them. So who was it?
She didn't have. Listen, let me see. Again, that shows how you don't know. She's from Jamaica, right? If you knew Jamaica, if Jamaican people were really behind her, you'd hear 1,000 songs about Kamala, brother.
Well, yeah. We only needed to hear one song,
and you didn't. You didn't even hear one.
She had plenty of Jamaican support. She had plenty of Caribbean support.
She did not. They love Trump. There's a picture of Super Cat and Shabba Ranks with Donald Trump right now in Jamaica, brother.
Sir, where the Jamaican support is in New York, who won New York?
That's not the Jamaicans are in Flatbush, brother.
And who won New York?
Doesn't matter who won New York is because they've been brainwashed.
Oh, really?
To be them, and there's an alliance between Yvette Clarke, head of the CBC from Brooklyn, Al Sharpton, the head of the Kings County Democratic Committee.
So it just can't be the Jamaicans are not on code. It can't just be that.
Oh, what are you talking about? As far as them not supporting Kamala, they didn't support her because, again, culture. First of all,
they supported Kamala just fine. She won New York, sir. They supported Kamala just fine.
But that doesn't equal that the Jamaican population support. You're talking about in voting, which can argue whether or not those things are the same way people like to speak about whether or not elections are stolen. We could ask ourselves whether or not these local elections are stolen. Okay, now,
sir. Nobody's stealing the Jamaicans' vote. Nobody's stealing that.
We're not talking about. Okay, you're equating. You're saying that because they won New York, that means the Jamaicans were supporting Kamala. I'm talking about.
You can't find me any anti-Kamala Jamaicans. You can't find me any.
You can't find any support for her either, brother.
Yes, you can.
Not. How you telling? See, you know what's so funny about this? This again, the contradiction of comeuppance. At the same time, for the past 3-4 years, we've been hearing dirty tether, dirty this, back home, delineate, and then you thought that, and not you personally, Jason, but then the African Americans think that Jasmine Crockett or Ras Baraka getting arrested by ICE is all of a sudden going to make people think that they support immigrants. You're a fool. Crazy. That's what's going on. Comeuppance. The strategy is not working. And you tried to diss the prophet. Steal all my ideology that's why I wear this hat. I'm from Biggie era. Pop era. You try, not you personally, Jason. The attempt to, and again, this is also it too. You also see that everybody wants to fuse politics with hip hop from Killer Mike, but they can't. How can you do that when you want to try to cut out the organic creator of hip hop, New York, the capital of the city? And at the same time, people want to talk about F1, B1, this. Killer Mike, where is he? He's on tour with a white rapper right now. Contradictions. These are the contradictions that you're feeling right now. B1. That's why you lose. That's why you lost. Crazy. Continue, Jason.
Just need to find something there right quick. All right. Now, when you say somebody took something from you, who is the somebody who took something?
Again, like I said, you said you don't want to talk about. We could just start like.
Because I didn't take it, so I'm not really sure.
Of course. No, Jason, you just saw the react. First of all, when Obama got elected, it was clear that there would be a backlash. Knew that using Blacc identify in order to push him politically would result in a cultural shift and a political backlash. You took advantage of the political backlash with 7 a.m. and everything.
No, sir. No, we didn't take advantage of it. We created it. It was not there before us. We made it.
Not true. That's what I'm talking about. You create. What did you create, Jason? You didn't create that, brother. You took advantage of it, yes. Nobody even sees your face.
Sir,
I created that.
Sir, they don't see the Bilderbergs either. They don't see the Rothschilds either.
So you're supposed to be elite, yeah. They don't see the Bilderbergs. I see the Bilderbergs, Jason. I see them.
Nigga, what?
Okay.
Bilderbergs.
Well, brother, we didn't take anything from you. I can tell you, I wasn't aware of you before tonight.
Okay, now let's talk about who I'm talking about specifically. I'm not gonna say his name, but the person who made an album called "Wash Your Ass." Talk about pimping. all of a sudden became a series, Black History, 2011.
Okay, brother. Well, why is it you haven't just done better than that then? If you don't like what other folk have done, if you're this smart and this enabled and you what you have is your genius or your knowledge base is just so worth having, why is it you haven't outdone those people there? You've had a much longer runway.
Of course I have, brother. What you talking about? You want to log on? You want to see? Again, we could do this like this. Again, in 100% independent. And what you can do is, what I'm saying, timeline on my work, I'm telling you, because I have a blog talk show, video, music that I produce, wrote, etc. Do you want me to give the site so everybody can go look?
No, sir. That's okay. But at this point right now, we would be looking for you instead of you looking for us.
Again, but the divine process has to work. You're getting sit down for me to come up. That's what's happening. The entire Black community.
Are you sure that divine process didn't already work?
Well, to me, what do you mean?
Are you sure? No, sir. This is no laughing matter.
Yeah,
are you sure that the divine process hasn't already worked, and we're up here, and you're down here?
No, hell, that's what I'm. See, what kind of mind? No, absolutely.
It looks to me like the divine process has already worked. Okay, I told him not to play with them janky ass wireless earbuds. Okay, I've been nice long enough. Them janky ass Big Lots Family Dollar wireless earbuds he keep using, I don't get it. I told him don't do that. He just keep fooling with them because the audio keeps going out in it. So we're gonna hold a collection. In the meanwhile, let me see if I can get somebody with some damn sense up here. Brother Sage, I'm gonna keep you off camera unless you want to be. That's up to you. But I'm gonna keep you off camera in the meantime. All right, Brother Sage, what's on your mind?
Blacc first, brother. How are you?
You can hear how I am. New York is giving me fits again.
Honestly, to be honest with you, Jay, I try to stay off. You already know I've been down, but I wanted to apologize on behalf of New York for that last brother. He does not represent New York. I know the brother was very proud of his Haitian heritage, which is fine, but I want to bring this, and I'm so sorry, Jason. Please, you got to forgive me, brother, because I want to take it a little bit off topic. Me and brother Sam went into hostile territory when we went to go visit. What was her name? Ranish Burchard Hermelin, and that was predominantly Haitian territory. So for this brother to say that Haitians stand up for Blacks, and by the way, I've been keeping up with her. She has not been moving on any type of anti-Black hate crime bill. So again, when you're saying that Haitians speak up for Blacks, I haven't seen that. So I just wanted to get on that, brother. And again, I want to apologize not just to you, to the family, on behalf of New York. These people don't represent New York. New York got this thing. There's a lot of cockiness up here in the city. And they think that if you're not from New York, then you don't understand how the politics work up here. As far as that Mamdani dude, I mean, like you said, he has a long way to go. Let's figure out. I mean, he's not doing anything specifically for Black people. So
the only thing that he's done is you're in a season of discontent with Democrats. New York has always been the most radical of all the places. Right. You have a season of discontent with the Democrats, and folks were not voting for him. They were voting against Andrew Cuomo.
Correct.
If he was going up against somebody else, Eric Adams' name ain't so good. Call it the setup or whatever, but the bottom line is his name ain't so good right now. And Andrew Cuomo, folk have had enough of him. That's what that is. So they're not voting for Mamdani. They just don't want any more Cuomo. Just like they didn't want any more of Kamala Harris. That's all that is.
Correct. And again, the brother, like you said, the brother has so much leadway. If he has any type of malice or hatred towards anyone else, which I'm not going to name right now, then maybe you need to address it with that person. That person has spaces every other night that you can address him on. So you can call up to him. You don't have to call Jason and bring that to Jason. If you don't have no issue with brother Jason, then don't call up here with that. You call that brother. And again, I want to say, Blacc, first to you, brother. I wanted to ask for your permission. I want to email you something. I want to ask for your permission first before I do that. But I want to email you something when we get off tonight.
Sure, that's fine. And like I say, now I came all the way from Louisiana up to New York. Snowstorms and every damn thing else. So can't nobody talk to me about representing New York. I'm going all the way up to Albany. That cost me thousands of dollars to have to do that. And I'm proud of it. I got no issue with that. But I know what's going on in New York. I know what's going on there. I've been there enough times, just left. I'd like for him to tell me what's going on in Louisiana, but I know what's going on in New York. I've seen it with myself. We all sat there, brother. All of us were there. All of us who went there, we saw them with Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, all the rest of them, bull jiving and every damn thing else. We saw it was Disco 9000 up in there. They're not taking care of any of the business whatsoever. None of them. And those are only the we saw a gang of politicians up there, a gang of of assemblymen. We saw a gang of them. I don't know if my Wanu was running around there, but we saw a gang of them. And it's the same thing we've been seeing. It's exactly what we know is going on. They're not dealing with the business. They're not focusing on our issues. They're focusing on themselves. And that whole thing right there, once again, the whole thing was at the Caribbean, Pacific Islander, Cuban, whatever it was. That was the whole name of the event.
All right.
That was the name of the event for it there. So we know who they're representing. We know who they're representing. The name was on the damn marquee.
Again, brother, I wanted to ask this too, because they say that, calling yourself FBA is divisive. Is calling yourself Haitian not the same thing? Is that not divisive by calling yourself Haitian or Jamaican? And you pointed out something, even you being from Louisiana, you pointed out something that is very true. And again, like you said, you were not born and raised in the city, but Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they've always, not only do they wear their flags on their cars and on their person, they have flags hanging from light posts when you get into their neighborhoods. So again, brother, for him to say that that's not true, I mean,
yeah, that's just flat out false. We can go all over Queens and see that. Why do you think I can tell you're Queens?
I can drive around Brooklyn right now, brother, and you can see that. On your next broadcast, I can do that. Like, that's easy to debunk, brother. I don't even know why he's lying up on your broadcast.
Because he thinks I don't know any better. That's why I'm like, he thinks I don't know. I'm like, dude, nigga, when you get off George Washington in Inwood, Washington Heights, what are you talking about, man? Hell, you can see him there. But it really hits in Brooklyn, but it hits heavy in Queens. But, I mean, you're not going to be able to get away from it. You're not going to be able to get away from it. I'm like, that's a fixture. That's not new. It's not new. So, and I'm not saying, we don't say that. Our whole point is we're not saying that to be disrespectful or to alienate anyone. We're here to call out the self-alienation, because there would be no Jamaican presence here of any kind if that was the way that we had been operating. It wouldn't be here of any kind because it couldn't be. For the folks who don't know their history in Woodrow Wilson, it wouldn't be because it couldn't be. We had to overturn what they had done all the way up to Woodrow Wilson. We are the ones who had to change that. We're the ones who had to make a lane for that. And they've benefited from it ever since. And what we're saying is that, yeah, Garvey came. The whole reason why we bring up Garvey is because at the time, Garvey was not, trumpeting himself as a Jamaican. It was clear that he was not, that he was of Jamaican descent. He did point it out. That was fine, but that wasn't the flag he was waving. He was waving Pan-Africanism. And he had to come to us because we didn't make those distinctions like that. Back in Jamaica, they did. Which is why when he tried to move Jamaica in that direction, they said, nah, we good. He came over here, got it popping, he got deported, and it was second burst, same as the first. When he got back to Jamaica, nothing changed. And so Marcus Garvey, the truth is Marcus Garvey was dispirited, disenchanted, demoralized, and he left. He left Jamaica to its fate. Because Jamaica been doing that. They didn't just wake up in 2021 and start doing it. We just finally said, okay, enough is enough. Are you black or are you Jamaican? If you're black, I don't want to see that flag anymore. If that's what you representing every time we turn around, that's a problem, because we're not on that. That's off code. If we all together, we need to all be together. If you gonna be the Jamaican, we'll be the Jamaican. You're gonna be the Haitian, we'll be the Haitian. You do that. But you cannot be black when convenient or when politically expedient. That's off code. The fact that Kamala Harris is the light-skinned Jamaican doesn't change the fact that, by the way, she's black when convenient. We're all one people when convenient. No, if we're not all one people all the time, we're not all one people. So I'm just like, okay, the next time you walk out of here and start waving that flag, just keep waving it. That's all we're saying. But don't jump over here and then you back over there. And when you're around us, we together. And when you're not, okay, Miss Alderman, you know you got to take care of our people, the real people. We're just like, okay, we don't want to play that game anymore. The civil rights generation taught everybody that we're suckers. We're just saying, hey, we're not going to be suckers anymore. And all of this dishonest talk and the stuff we see every damn day, that's not really what exists. That's not helping your cause, Jack. That's not helping your cause, man. If you really want to help it, just go ahead and be 10 toes down about it and put it on the bricks about exactly what it is. Then you can see about resolving the issue. But gaslighting, man, it's not going to work. It's too far. It's too far along. And I'm from Louisiana and can tell you what the hell it is.
My question, too, is when we were going upstate, when we went up to Albany, where was this brother at? You know, when we were stopping for an anti-black hate crime bill, which I already know, Jay, unbeknownst to, I'm not going to make that announcement, but maybe I'll see you again. But again, I think that the brother should definitely go to his council members. He should go right to his senator. He should write to his governor and maybe get that popping. You know, if you're really down with blacks and you're not just patient off on the side, then you need to do something that helps the black collectively. You claim that you have a degree. Well, so do I, sir. So again, a degree does not set you out from anything different. So I hate when people try to tout what kind of schooling they have. None of that matters.
Our biggest turncoats and backstabbers got degrees. Ain't that right, Mark Lamont Hill? Ain't that right, Michael Eric Dyson?
Correct.
Ain't that right, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, president of the Harvard Law Review? Our biggest turncoats got PhDs. What's your point?
Instead of worrying about, what Jason looks like or what Jason, whatever it is this brother Jason doing the work? That's all you need to worry about. I don't give a damn what Jason looks like. And I met Jason, you know what I mean? But it's not about that. It's about, is he doing the work? If he has done nothing to collectively hurt black people, then leave him the F alone, bro. And you do your part. Let him do his part and you do your part. Again, this brother traveled from Louisiana all the way up here. You did argue about the traffic. I tried to warn you. But he went through traffic, different storms to get up here to start for you in your state, sir. What did you do sitting in Brooklyn? What did you do? You didn't go up there. I didn't see him at that convention. I didn't see him there. I didn't see him when me and Sam have been to numerous council members and state representative forums. Where was his brother at? Because I've never seen him. So again, I know the brother, maybe he means well, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, brother, you need to do more footwork before you try to question someone that's out here really trying to put feet to soil.
And it's expensive to go to New York. Hell, just for a week, the week I was there, that was very expensive to be there. However, I'm proud to do so. That's not an issue. But my own thing, brother, I'm on the same thing you're on stage. It's time for everybody to be on code. And if they're not, I just want everybody to openly declare what they are. If you're on code, be that. If you're not, we just want to make sure we document it and we move it on. That's it. Stay wherever you're at. Thank you very much for giving us a call, brother. We appreciate that. Blacc first as always. Let me go ahead and Y'all, them earphones, them earphones, them earphones. We're gonna try this one last time here. Hopefully he doesn't start fidgeting. All right,
back, Jason. Check this out.
Please don't fidget with the earphones, brother. Please.
I will. But yo, to the caller before, it's the other way around. Everything you think that you
have your speakers going, sir.
Hold on. Listen, let me tell you something, brother. It's the other way around. Everything that you think that you say that you did, the footwork you did, I did it already. That's why I'm talking like this, brother. Since 1989, when they killed Yusef Hawkins in Bensonhurst, you know what I did? I was in a school there. Private school, having to face it every day, full of Italians, full of people having to deal with racial hostility, brother. 1989, and I never stopped since. Every major political movement that went through New York, I was there. March against Haitians, Louima, Diallo, Doris Mart. You can't tell me that, brother.
Yes, sir. And there were plenty of folk who were supporting for Abner Louima, even all the way down here in Louisiana. And that was not a Haitian thing.
No, but that's what I'm telling you, Jason. You saying it's not Haitian, but then the plunger in his booty hole, he did. But then it gets co-opted by people like Sharpton. That's the problem. While this other person who you talked to before is saying, your homeland, well, this is the process. The reason why is because people like Maxine Waters, Rangel, Clinton, Sharpton, they are the ones who backed Aristide and have put this type of mentality into Haitians, which caused them to want to come to the United States to be part of the Democratic plantation, like the one that you're trying to lead, brother.
Sir,
So
Al Sharpton is irrelevant.
He's irrelevant.
Yes, sir. Al Sharpton's irrelevant.
Jason. That sounds good to say for your audience, but like I said, this morning, the person who won the Democratic primary was kissing his ring today.
Okay.
He was kissing his ring last week.
Okay. Who did Al Sharpton endorse before last week?
He didn't endorse anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. All right.
No, you're clarifying it to say what? But the first person
to say that when you're irrelevant, you take too much of a risk to endorse somebody, so you better be quiet and just say, okay, I'll back you on the back end, because if he chooses somebody and they lose, it just further clarifies to people, oh yeah, you really are irrelevant.
It doesn't. No, they have to go talk to him regardless.
Okay, sir, are you trying to tell us all that you need to have Al Sharpton's support to win being mayor of New York?
No, but what I'm telling you, he positioned himself there again, that's part of my problem. What I'm telling you, as an old guard, he's positioned himself, and the radical left and the liberals, they'd rather deal with him. You think they'd rather deal with him or me?
But Al Sharpton doesn't get anybody elected, sir. He's irrelevant. Now, unless you're going to, unless you're going to try to make the argument that that's not the case and that somebody can get elected by with Al Sharpton's support.
It's the visual, brother.
Okay.
It's the visual.
Al Sharpton is a net negative visually.
To you. But see,
to New York.
You're not from and again, they're all, at least he knows that Sharpton is affiliated with Adams, so maybe if he could cause a divide between Sharpton and Adams, it would be better for him. He didn't win any significant portion of the black vote.
Has Al Sharpton made an endorsement since the primary?
He didn't. So
he wasn't endorsing anybody before. He hasn't endorsed anybody now. That's not the behavior of a power broker. By your own admission, you said that Hillary Clinton and James Clyburn were supporting Cuomo. Okay, that's the behavior of aspiring power brokers, sitting back and talking to people and endorsing no one. Yeah, that's what you do when you're powerless.
He's looking forward. Is the race over?
He's not looking forward to endorsing anybody.
That's not my point. You don't know that, though. You don't know.
Yeah, I do know.
So again, you talking like again. See, and that's the other thing too. For all the people out there talking about black on code, you gotta be Haitian.
He's very agitated.
Who are you to be talking about who's black? Personally, like I say, for years, you guys as African Americans have people who are barely black phenotypically talking about black.
Okay,
so
sir,
black?
And in Haiti? And what about in Haiti, sir?
I don't disagree with you. You're right.
I'm about to say, what are you talking about? As if Haiti is on some bastion of blackness that doesn't have white folk running things and mixed mulattoes running things?
I'm the one fighting that, brother. That's why I'm a disciple of Papa Doc Francois Duvalier. You ever heard of him?
Sir, who has not heard of Papa Doc and Baby Doc?
Colonization? Talk to us about Africa and blackness. You guys can barely, how you gonna tell people you built something when you can't stand in the sun for an hour? Make that make sense.
Who are the people who can't stand in the sun for an hour?
People who are talking about how we're black first, on code, we built, but then you can't stand in the sun for an hour. How you gonna tell me?
I am from Shreveport, Louisiana. I have no choice. Sir, I have no choice but to stand in the sun. You have no choice in Louisiana. What are you talking about?
That doesn't mean you were doing that during slavery. In that house. We're not stupid.
Sir, prove that we weren't. Prove that we weren't. This is a silly conversation, by the way. This is a silly conversation.
How about this? Prove that you don't think people know who Charles Delon is, the person that you try to put up as the person who had the revolt in 1811, that he doesn't have ancestry from Haiti?
Okay, sir, that is the silliest thing. If you want people to take you seriously, you can't say silly things like dark-skinned black folk in America can't stand in the sun for more than an hour. This is silly talk.
No, that's not silly talk. That's facts. Again, you cannot. See, that's why when you go to Kemet, it's so ridiculous for people to say who built pyramids.
Okay, sir, and if I do a broadcast for 3 hours in the sun, would that then disprove your point?
Of course it would. Yeah.
Okay.
It would.
Because I don't even consider New York to be the sun. I'm from the South where we got real heat and real sun. New York is a vacation in July, so I will gladly stand 9 hours in the sun in New York in July compared to Louisiana. It would be a cakewalk.
Well, I'm here in Florida right now, brother. 100 degrees. I walk in it It's not you personally, but I'm just talking about the people who know that they could not do that. They're not, again, like Henry Louis Gates got revealed the fact that phenotypically and far DNA, he's not of African descent.
Okay, sir, let me find here. What would you like us to do?
No, I'm just what you like you to do.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just here.
No. I'm saying, what would you like us to do, sir?
Well, I don't like you to do nothing. I'm here to tell you. I'm just called the show to tell you that all of this B1 talk, blah, 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 has come up on you. That's what's happened. And for you to talk about that, you're up spiritual. I tell you this is a spiritual come on up it, and you telling me hasn't happened that you're up and you're down. How?
Okay, so sir, what you're saying is you just came to rant and rave. You don't actually have a plan?
Again, you think that if you speak like that, that's going to make you sound more intellectual? I told you, I have a multimedia empire that could corroborate everything that I'm saying. Plus, I'm a man of the streets of New York.
Nigga, what?
Multimedia,
you heard what I just
multimedia empire.
Again, like I said.
Sir, where is the seat of the empire?
Here in Palm Beach. With 30,000 people from New York, like Citadel Capital, all moved since the pandemic, brother.
They fled from Haiti and now they fled from New York.
No, I said Citadel Capital. I said the capital. People on Wall Street in New York came here. That's why I am. Where I am, they built cities here, like Westlake.
Yeah, they ran from New York. They ran from Haiti. Ran from New York. All right. Hopefully they'll make a stand.
Center. 550 Pacific Park. That's where my grandparents lived when they came from Haiti.
Okay, but what you're saying is you don't actually have a plan or a set of instructions for us or an agenda. You just want to tell us how wrong we are, how stupid we are, but you don't actually have a plan.
Like I said, like I'm telling you, brother, you can keep talking all you want. I do the work. I've done the work.
What were you just holding up? What were you just holding up? What was that?
Multiple business cards. What do you want? You talking about plans? What do you want me to pull up my business plans? What is it? What I'm telling you is that I'm the blueprint. You tried to steal it, work because it's not you organically. Because I'm a prophet. I'm a hip hop prophet. That's why. Yeah. Hip hop politics that you tried to steal, co-op with Killer Mike, all type of strange combinations, Kendrick Lamar. It didn't work. That like Al Sharpton, Haitian American. It's always been like that. And for people to say that, I didn't deny that in New York there's ethnic politics. Ethnic politics before the Haitians got there. But what I'm saying is that you can't at the same time diss people for denying that they're Haitian, trying to assimilate with you, but then trying to separate and delineate themselves, you criticize them. But that's fine. But what you can't do, you want to diss me and say, oh, I'm not B1, you right. But guess what? I'm going to diss you and say you not black. Especially if you look like you can't stand in the sun and pick cotton. Where? Paul not black? Not black? Not black? Kamala Harris. Malcolm X ain't black. Farrakhan ain't black. Elijah ain't black. Black. I'm black. Black is African. Person of African descent. Not a person who doesn't like the African-American identity is based on white people. Have an identity without criticizing white people. That's why you're losing right now. It's always fuck the white man.
So we're losing, but you're winning.
I'm winning. I turned it around in the eyes. The reason why the Democrats. Listen, let me show you something. What's the plan? Let me show you something. Jason Blacc.
So all of us are losing, but he's
with the Democratic Party? What? This is my Democratic registration from, if you can see it, 2010. I've been on this. I blazed the trail with work. This dude talking about, have I done...
Brother,
every single elected officials in Brooklyn.
Brother, have you ever spent time in a correctional facility?
It doesn't matter, but again,
was that a yes? Was that a yes or a no?
But you're asking that as if why? Because of how I look or how I'm approaching the situation, brother. Let me tell you something. Again, I'm from New York City.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to drag this.
I'm from New York City, so you know what that means?
It means that they let out too many people.
No matter if you go to a correctional facility or not, you know that they treat you, black person, a person of African descent, like a criminal. So that's why, I go to law. I study the law.
Oh, right.
And that's the stop and frisk.
Status correction also.
Correction as far as what?
Have you also corrected your status?
No, but I got the paperwork right here. What are we talking about here?
Okay, so you have your status correction sovereign citizen paperwork also. I'm
not a sovereign citizen, but I have the paperwork, brother.
You have the paperwork to be a sovereign citizen. But you've decided not to file your paperwork to become one.
No, not as of yet. No. Why?
Okay.
I don't know. I might go to law school, but sovereignty is not just the paperwork. Sovereignty is following universal law. All that scamming. See, but you can't. The Haitian is the original free person.
Okay, brother. I'm gonna have to wrap this up here.
Jason.
But I thank you very much for giving us a call. Oh, no, that wasn't good enough.
Get off my phone!
New York, Brooklyn, Port-au-Prince, hold this L. Hold this L. New York, Port-au-Prince. Hold this. Where's barbecue when you need him? Oh, where's barbecue when you need him? Papa Doc, Baby Doc, Uncle Doc. Damn! Just all the docs. Dr. Kildare, Doc Savage.